20% off Truck Stop Load Board Pro for 6 months. The best tool for serious carriers. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description to get 20% off Load Board Pro for 6 months. Need capital to grow your business or cover unexpected expenses? Rock Financial has your back. Whether you're looking for a flexible line of credit, a fast cash advance, or tailored working capital solutions, Rock Financial makes it simple to get funded, often in as little as 24 hours. No hidden fees, an easy application, and real support from people who know the business. Ready to take your hustle to the next level? Tap the link in the description to get started with Rock Financial today. Wish insurance was this easy? With LogRock, it's like magic. Real coverage appears when you need it. No tricks. Get covered now. Click the link in the description.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up? Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. How's everybody doing this afternoon? What's today? Today is what? Wednesday, August 6th. How's everybody doing today, Wednesday, August 6th? Hope everybody's having a good day. Let's get it. Let's get these bills paid. If you guys need working capital for your business lines of credit, business loans, you guys need to go out and buy a truck and you need capital to get the truck or the van or whatever it is you need. Click the link in the description below for Rock Financial so that they can help you out with all your working capital needs for your business. LogRock, if you need commercial insurance, there's a link in the description for LogRock. So we got Rock Financial if you need working capital for your business. And then we got LogRock if you need commercial insurance coming into the business. You need commercial insurance for your box truck, for your semi truck, your cargo van, even as a gigger. Can't forget the giggers now. Some giggers need. Somebody last night said, man, I don't like the word gigger. Why? Why you don't like the word gigger? If you drive a truck, you're a trucker. If you do gigs, you're a gigger. If you weld, you're a welder. If you do gigs, you're a gigger. Some markets you need commercial insurance to be a gigger. All right. Click the link in the description below for LogRock. Already in the business, up for renewal, you need to shop around. There's a link in the description below. LogRock. They got you. I'm trying to told you. Somebody the other day said, Mark, I need a broker. I said, click the link in the description for LogRock. LogRock, they're going to take care of all your commercial trucking needs. Make sure you click the link in the description. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Quiet bunch here today. A little quiet bunch. I know how to get you rowdy. I know what to do to get you rowdy. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Shout out to Felicia in the building. Shout out to everybody that's part of the MGM gang. Shout out to Mark Brown. HCP Picks here bright and early as always. Shout out to Rich in Chicago representing the crib. Shout out to everybody in the crib. Shout out to Kirk in the building, SD Walk, all the MGM gang members in the building. Shout out to Box Truck Dan. What's going on? I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good. Shout out to Pastrana. Goddamn, you just came out of town like you back. Listen, it's what it is. I told y'all about a week or two. I said I'm finna go on an epic run. Y'all know how I do. I go on epic runs and then I disappear. I told y'all 2 weeks ago I was finna go on an epic run. You're right. We did the 10-hour last night. We finna do an hour now. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to go to dinner. And then we got a new show coming tonight, Brokers versus Carriers, episode 1. It's going to be a debate show. We're going to have a multi-decade tenured broker who's going to come up here and he's going to tell you what it is, and we're going to have a conversation. It's a new show, airs tonight, live. I think you in for a treat. You did what I'm saying? I told you we was going on an epic run. Going on an epic run. Who else we got? Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to all the moderators in the building. Jeffrey, what's going on? Long time no see. How you been? Shout out to JMR. Did we say shout out to Kobe? Yeah, shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post over here. I told you I was about to go on an epic run. I mean, shit. Listen. And it's not me being cocky, but we all got to be honest here. I'm holding. I got it. It's on my back. It's on my back. And you know it's on my back. I'm pumping it out. I'm pumping it out. You dig what I'm saying? But listen. We finna trigger some more folks. This week is all about triggering. And we've been doing a great job at it. Listen, that live stream yesterday was the gift that keeps on giving. I triggered so many people. Like, I woke up to so many messages and calls this morning, and people are laughing. It was like, man, people are delusional. That's why we're going to do this real talk. We haven't did a real talk in 2 weeks, but now it's time to do a real talk. People are delusional. We witnessed that yesterday. We're witnessing it with what's going on right now on social media. We're witnessing it with what we witnessed last night, just in the conversations that we had last night with real people. I'm not finna be long because I got to get to the gym and I got to go get dinner, and then we got this new show that we got to do. Last night there was a guy that came on the show named Crazy. That was his name. Now, I thought this guy was a troll. This guy wasn't a troll. Y'all in the audience were paying attention to details. I wasn't paying attention to the aesthetic details because I was too engaged in the conversation and the debate. But even people that were watching that I didn't know that were watching, not viewers, like people that I know in real life, you guys all saw something that I didn't see. This guy's living in a hotel with his family. So he was 100%, everything he said, he really meant it. This guy is a guy that says, I choose to be poor and I choose to remain in poverty by choice. I don't want to work. I don't want to be a part of the rat race. And like I said, at first, I thought this guy was trolling, but he was dead ass serious. If you didn't get that far into the live stream, if you weren't watching yesterday, then the live stream yesterday was that whole 10 hours, it was jam-packed. There's a reason why I was able to maintain an audience for 10 hours. There's a difference between not wanting to be exploited and just not wanting to work, period. A lot of people use all these, dumbass excuses of why they don't want to work. We heard a bunch of this shit yesterday. It has become a trend to be lazy. This guy and these people, not all these people, but this guy yesterday was literally bragging about how little he does, how little he wants to do, and how he wants to continue to just get by with the bare minimum, doesn't want to go out and apply himself. I even, we were talking, and I gave him a hypothetical situation, right? Because this guy has kids, and I said, well, don't you want to go out and work hard so you could prepare for the future for your kids? I said, what if one of your kids just excels really, really well in school and they can continue to excel and they want to go into a higher level of education? Let's say they get accepted into an Ivy League school. And literally this guy said, well, why would they want to do that? This is what the guy said. I said, well, well, tomorrow's not promised. So I said, well, if tomorrow's not promised, don't you want to leave something behind? No, they got to fend for themselves. This is how this guy's talking about his own kids. And then you complain about being broke. You complain about the system. That sounds personal, bro. A lot of these situations that you see people in on the internet, like the reaction that we did yesterday, it's the design is because of you. You designed the playbook for your life. There's no system. You design the system. It's your life. Poverty in 2025 is a choice. You got plenty of opportunities. You may have to work harder because the cost of living is higher. And if you haven't figured out how to keep revenue coming in to beat the rate of inflation, that's one thing. But the opportunities in comparison to just even 10 years ago are endless. You know what you got, people, today that you don't utilize that we didn't have 20, 25, 30, even 10, even 15 years ago. You got knowledge that you can get for free. You don't have to leave your house if you don't want to. Wherever you are in the world, everybody has a smartphone, and you can go on your smartphone and you can search information. 20 years ago, you needed to know somebody in specific industries, and hopefully they would provide you information or they would mentor you. You would have to leave your home if you weren't privy or you didn't have money for encyclopedias to do research. You have to go to the library. You have to go use the card catalog. You would have to research things on microfilm. Like, those days are over with. You can literally go in your pocket, pull out your phone, and instant knowledge for free, pretty much. Outside of educating yourself, which will also increase your opportunities to get yourself out of the situation that you're in. Let's talk about these gig apps that everybody's complaining about now that, 5 years ago, these are the holy grail. You can use those correctly to help you out of your situation by supplementing the gig app with the job. You can have a traditional job and work gig apps. Come on in, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Side hustles on top of that. Side opportunities for business. There's so many opportunities. Opportunities are endless. But instead, you got people saying they don't want to work. You got people pushing struggle and all this shit that I don't like that shit. I'm gonna tell you. I don't like that shit because I understand the power of influence. And when people look at that sad, miserable, I'm sorry for myself, life is this, they consume it. And it takes over them, right? Because we see we're in that type of society, and then they think it's okay because they see the people that they're watching on YouTube or whatever going through this stuff, and then it makes them feel like, okay, this is okay because I ain't the only one. That's why when you hear these people complain and say, man, everybody going through it, I say, no, the fuck, everybody's not. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't agree with that struggle shit. Yeah, everybody has their struggles, but I feel like people are pushing that shit in the wrong way, and people are just accepting that shit. You want to blame the system, you want to blame the man. I seen some, y'all fucking with me too. I know what y'all doing. Y'all keep sending me these videos. Somebody sent me Box Truck Shorty. I forgot about not Box Truck Shorty, CDL Shorty. CDL Shorty. Somebody sent me a video with CDL Shorty this morning. I know why you sent that to me. You sent that to me because you knew I was gonna watch it, and you knew it was some crazy. He said some crazy shit, and you want me to react to it. He over there talking about capitalism and trucking and socialism. Just a whole video of some shit that don't make no sense. A lot of people are delusional. They in denial. They running from accountability because they choose to educate themselves. You got some people that's doing it purposely for views. Selling people a dream to quit their job. I'm going to say it again. In 5 to 10 years, a job will be a privilege. The worst thing you can do if you're not an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, is believe that dumb shit. Now is the time to get in somewhere and start building up seniority. Quit your job, start gigging. The money gonna flow in. Anybody that tells you to quit your job to do something else, if they can't provide a blueprint on how to do it successfully, why the fuck would you do it? They tell you to do it, but where's the blueprint? And it shouldn't be behind a paywall. If a person can successfully tell you how to be successful, they can give you the blueprint and they are the value. If they want to put something behind the paywall, it would be them. What I know as far as business is concerned and providing information, because I say it all the time, you can literally give it away for free. Over 90% of the people aren't going to take it and apply it. If you want to know how to successfully do something in my niches, moving, final mile, trucking, I'm the value. It's right here. I give you the game. I know you're not going to do what you need to do with it. I'm the value. I can show you how to be successful in this industry. I do it all the time. People are selling you the delusion. That's why you're delusional. All right, but I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is just for me listening to people recently and this shit that y'all be sending me. This pity shit. Everybody thinks somebody owes them some shit. Nobody owes you success. Nobody owes you this financial freedom. You have to earn it. Everybody's waiting for this shit to fall out of the sky. I say the same shit. You gotta work. You gotta work, build up a nest egg, and then you can take that nest egg and use that nest egg, use that money to make more money. Nobody don't want to do the work. They don't want to take the L's. They don't want to show up every day. They're happy with staying broke. This guy literally last night said he's happy with being poor. He says he wants to stay poor. I still can't wrap my mind around this conversation from last night. The lady that I reacted to yesterday, 7 years, I think she said, of doing DoorDash or Instacart or gig working and complaining about doing it for 7 years, and said in 7 years, it's got worse and worse and worse. She said her health has gone bad. She said she's had to go through multiple cars. She said it's destroyed her life, but yet and still she does it. And makes excuses on why she can't make a change. If you want something different, you got to do something different. Ain't no secrets, ain't no shortcuts. There's no such thing as an easy bag. I've never, everything that I've acquired, it came with blood, sweat, and tears. Work, discipline, sacrifice, and time. The problem is everybody wants everything instant. Delayed gratification doesn't exist anymore. That's because of social media too. Social media was the worst and the best thing that ever happened to people. You got a few different choices. You can keep living in delusion, following people who are ultimately, selling you this dream and then selling you poverty and pity, blaming the world and choosing to remain stuck. Or you can face the truth. You can get off your behind and you can start building whatever type of life you want outside of poverty. Nobody's going to come hand you anything. Whatever you want in life, you have to go take it. I'm not going to, like, Kirk hit me up, and, I think the young lady responded to the live stream yesterday. I'm not going to respond to her. And because it's not a tit for tat type of thing. Excuses ain't going to get you out of the situation that you in. You got to make better choices. And to answer your question, young lady, do I invest? Well, you're telling me to invest. Do you invest? Everybody knows and watches my channel knows I do. See, I wouldn't have said it if I didn't do it. What I gave you was a plan to get out of your situation. Everybody else tore you down. I gave you a plan. I gave you a solution. And instead of taking heed to the solution, you decide to say, do you do it? Yeah, I do. Everything that I said yesterday and last night, I meant it. One of the first things I did this morning was look into Instacart and DoorDash. Since you guys are so delusional, and I realized that shit, and I'm looking at the charts, and when rates, your pay started going this way, the earnings for investors started to go this way, and I showed that last night. And then you got guys coming up, doubling down on the delusion. You got people that are crying in their car, complaining about how much this shit sucks when they can actually go out and do something else that doesn't suck, that's going to provide them a better living, and they continue to do it. I said, now this shit makes sense. This might be a great investment. I've been an investor, not into those two companies, but I've been investing. It's a reason why for 3 years I can sit at home, because I've made good choices and decisions, and I continuously make good choices and decisions. Investing into my future has been one of them. If you want to remain ignorant, cool. Why? Because that's an opportunity for guys like me. I'll give you information that I would hope you would take heed to it to make your situation better. But if you don't, I'll just take advantage of the ignorance. Goes back to what I said at the beginning. poverty in 2025 is a choice. There's opportunity everywhere. Everybody's complaining about the economy. If you've been watching my channel since very, very early, I always say, yo, when the economy is fucked up, it presents the best opportunities. You got CDL Shorty over there talking about capitalism. Capitalism is great. You know who the people who complain about shit when shit is not going well for them? The people who haven't figured it out. Why haven't they figured it out? Because they choose to remain ignorant. Well, is it okay to make money off other people's back? This is a business person. People that are so-called business people complaining about making money off of other people's back. You don't want to work because you don't want nobody to make money off your labor, but then you say, I'm gonna become my own business person and do it to somebody else. That's the most hypocritical shit you could ever say. The people that remain in these bad situations is because they choose to remain in these bad situations. And then you get mad when people profit off your ignorance. If this is triggering you, good. I don't give a fuck. Because I haven't said anything that was wrong. The fact of the matter is that this is how things work. This is how things are going to continue to work. And the longer you complain, the farther behind you'll be. Technology is going to continue to scale at a rate that is, it's going to continue to get faster and faster and faster. And as it gets faster, people are going to get displaced. CDL Shorty complaining about Aurora. You complaining about Aurora, you're delusional. Why are you complaining about Aurora? Complaining ain't going to get you nowhere. You know what a smart person does? You see Aurora displacing people in the early stages. Common enough sense says invest in the company. Because in 5-10 years, you're going to look back and say, you know what? I was complaining about this company while they were in the beginning stages of displacement. I could have invested a small percentage of my paychecks into this company, and now 10 years later, I'd be well off. I don't understand it. Everybody looks at every situation from a negative perspective instead of looking at it from both sides of the spectrum. It doesn't have to be negative. There could be a positive in it. Do you think the boomers who were investing into real estate in the mid to late 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s that built up real estate portfolios, acquiring property during those time periods, if they still own some of those properties today, do you think they're complaining? The people who were acquiring properties in the 80s during a time period where the interest rates were extremely high, a lot higher than they are now, but the properties were very, very modest in cost, but the cost of living was very minimal, and the earnings, what people that earnings gap and cost of living gap was wide. So even with the interest rates, it really didn't affect people like that then. But they were acquiring property. Do you think with what those properties are worth now, do you think they're complaining? I would consider those people early adopters. It's similar to what we see going on with technology and people being displaced. Everybody's complaining about technology and this fear mongering shit when a lot of these companies are startup companies. Instead of complaining about the shit that's inevitable, take advantage of the opportunity. See, I don't look at it, that fear monger shit. I don't look at shit from that. That's a mindset thing. That's a weak mindset. All right, well, that's an opportunity. All right, they're going to go ahead and displace people. All right, well, fuck it. Then we need to go ahead and probably move some shit over there. It's all how you look at it. I don't look at it shit the negative Nancy way. I seek the opportunity in the play. 2010, I didn't understand that the situation that God had put me in, right, and how it was beneficial. But if I would have, been in a situation where I did understand it at that particular time, starting a moving company or a storage business in the height of the housing market crash was a great opportunity. It's unfortunate that people were losing their homes. But even in that situation, which was a bad situation, it presented opportunity. And here I am 15 years later. It sucked. Yet still it was an opportunity. Mark, how could you do it? Why wouldn't I do it? It's America. It's capitalism. There's always opportunity. You know how you know where the opportunity is? By educating yourself. That's why when I talked to Buddy yesterday, the conversation was like day and night. You can't, I'll never understand that guy's mindset. He'll never understand mine because he said, yo, I want to remain poor and live in poverty. I've never said poor as many times as I had to say it yesterday having the conversation. That's not even a word that is in my vocabulary. It's day and night. We have nothing in common. Nothing. People are in the situations that they're in because they refuse to pick up a goddamn book, read, or use the goddamn phone instead of scrolling up and down Instagram, looking at this dumb shit or looking at dumbass shit, the wrong shit on YouTube, or looking at the wrong shit on YouTube instead of looking at the shit that's going to enhance their knowledge to be able to put them in a better situation than what they already in. It's sickening. Another guy. It's delusion. People want to do things and then they have no knowledge. And I'm not talking bad about this guy, What was the other guy? He said, "Man, I want to be a motivational speaker." All right, what have you done? This is delusional. And it's not, delusions, whatever. You can look at it from a negative perspective, but how can you speak on something if you've never done nothing? And then when you explain this shit to people, it's just like, I had a guy last night says he wanted to be a motivational speaker. I said, "Well, what have you done for a period of time successfully that you could motivate people and provide them a blueprint to be successful?" Nothing. In order to be a motivational speaker or a mentor or whatever, you have to have a blueprint of success. You have to be able to give individuals a blueprint, articulate it, substantiate it with fact, so that they can take it, go out and apply it, and it has to work. But if you haven't done anything, how can you be successful when you haven't been successful at anything? These are the conversations that I have to have with people. How can you speak? For me to speak 10 hours yesterday, and everybody, I've been getting rave reviews about that live stream, and not get drained and be at the top of my game when I get hit with question after question, debate after debate. It's because I mastered something. Nobody wants to go out and master anything. Why? Because in order to master something, you got to do what? You got to work. Work today in today's society is a bad fucking word. You tell a person work, it's like you like the fucking devil. This shit don't make no sense. Listen, because I gotta get ready for this broker show in a few hours. This pity shit that's going around, don't fall victim to that shit. All right? Don't fall victim to it. Don't be one of the people who consumes that content and starts to believe that shit, and then it starts to take over you. Don't do it. I don't even know why the algorithm is pushing that shit and why it's promoting that shit. Like those videos of people promoting this pity, it makes us look bad, bro. I don't like that shit, bro. That shit, I do not like that shit, bro. The chick was saying today, white people. Well, white people are in better situations. That's bullshit, man. It ain't got nothing to do. It's not a black, it's not a white thing. There are situations where, classes of people and certain ethnicities may have it harder. Yes, absolutely. I've gone through that. But even when you use that as an excuse in 2025, like that shit is just an excuse. Black people are doing amazing things in 2025. But the ones that are doing amazing things, one, they're working, and two, they're educating themselves. If you're having a hard time in 2025 in anything, look at the competition. Look who you're competing against. You're competing against a bunch of people who complain, that don't want to work, and they don't want to educate themselves, even on the businesses that they're starting. How the fuck can you lose? You're competing with a bunch of fucking imbeciles. You're competing with imbeciles. This guy right here. This guy. This guy right here. Proactively wants to remain poor. He proactively wants to remain poor and doesn't even have a valid reason on why, other than the fact that he doesn't want to work. This guy right here, he's back again. Don't be like this guy. Be better than this guy. Work makes no sense. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this. You see how delusional these people are? It makes no sense if you're going to keep the rich on top. This is a guy that has 3 children. I didn't know the man was living in a hotel. He proactively lives in a hotel with his family and does minimal to remain poor purposely because he doesn't want to work. And then says, yo, I said, well, what about your kids' future? Man, they're going to have to figure that shit out. Does gig work? So let's use him as a case study. I was finna get out of here, and I'm not gonna be here because I got other shit to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. But this is your competition, giggers. This is a guy who has very, 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 very minimal cost by design, his own design. This is your competition. If you're a person who does gig work, and this kind of goes back to what the truckers say. If you're a person who does gig work, who rents or owns, has more responsibility because you're working to provide a better quality of life for your family, this is who you're going up against. How can you beat a guy like that who proactively, purposely is doing minimal to remain poor? He's like how you get up and go to work every day to get ahead. He proactively does whatever he needs to do to remain poor. I don't even know how to word this shit, bro. But this is your competition. How do you beat that? He's contributing outside of that gig economy correcting itself. This is your competition. And you complain. And guess what? He's not the only one. You got a bunch of people that's van life doing it. They don't need much. So when you be like, man, y'all got to stop taking these orders, he can take them because it doesn't cost him that much as it costs you. Because his cost of living is way lower than yours because he proactively wants to be poor. This is your competition. So how you defeat that? Let me tell you how I defeat it. Then I'm going to get out of here. Hit the like button. You can't defeat him fighting him. This motherfucker right here, you can't defeat this dude playing the game the same way he's playing it. he just said some of the most contradictive shit he could ever say. Right here. I'm finna fuck him up right here. It's real talk with Mark. Hit the like button. He said, work makes no sense if you got to do it to keep the rich on top and you live paycheck to paycheck by force. Now, he proactively wants to be poor. He does gig work. He's a gigger. What he's saying he's not trying to do, he's actually doing right now. He just doesn't know it because he's ignorant. I'm going to tell you how. By doing gig work in an economy that's going like this, the revenue for investors are going like that. So what he's saying he's purposely trying not to do, he's actually doing. He's just too ignorant to know it. So the way you beat him is by downloading Robinhood and preying on his ignorance. Because he's going to be the guy that continues to go out and run across town to pick up your fries and your hamburger and drive it 5 miles and drop it off for $2. And the stock is going to keep going up like that. That's how you beat a guy like that. A guy that swears that he's going to continue to do everything to not make rich people richer while he's making rich people richer. Ain't that some shit? That's some shit, ain't it? This guy's living in a hotel room with his kids purposely because he said, I don't want to work. Can't beat this guy. He's delusional. This is a delusional human being. This guy right here. I'm going to show you what he looked like. I'm going to show you what he looks like. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. Let me show you what he looked like. I'm going to show you what he looked like. Where is this guy at? This guy. Where'd he go? This guy right here. You do DoorDash, Uber Eats. What you do?
Everything. Uber, Instacart,
All right,
whatever.
let's look at Instacart. Why you just don't deliver these people their food for free?
For free?
Yeah. Why you just don't drive every day and go to the store, take me?
I know you. I'm just asking you because you're bringing in the chat here and stuff. I'm saying, who here wants that? Who wants to just chase the bag and not have purpose emotionally? Because when you have a family, that brings emotion into you.
I got a family.
You gotta start caring, have empathy, having, taking care of others. Family.
It's people in here probably
giving them.
It's people in here that's probably he said
bots.
He said you supposed to have emotions. Give a fuck about no emotions. He said, no, man, in business, you got to be emotional. No, the fuck you don't. This is this guy. This guy right here. Here you go.
Bots, right? Where they get multiple accounts.
This guy.
Gig.
In this direction, they're going to be more scarce. Now, me being, I'm going to get minimal results.
Right.
I know what it costs to live. I've never seen the cost of living.
But why do you do that? What's the purpose for you reaching that goal? What is that purpose for?
So because the cost of living continues to go up.
Okay.
So if I have a complacency mindset, the cost of living is going to beat me. I'm trying to stay ahead of the cost of living.
Right.
I'm trying to stay ahead of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
before you cut me off, I was going
So
to
you
give you.
got kids? How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 45.
You got kids, wife?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So
You know
if
why I don't
I
have?
if
You know
me
what? Hold on,
if
hold on,
me
hold
being
on.
poor, bro, you should have
Mhm.
been at 25. You should have been with that already. But that's what you don't want that though. See, that's you don't
No,
want
no,
to be
no.
married or with
See,
kids by
you see,
choice, bro.
and then no, it's not by choice. It's because
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm not married. I'm
Mhm.
not. See, my
So
life,
who's more
everything.
fulfilled than? And
Hold
you
on.
got
You
money.
never,
I
you
got a
you you
feeling.
never,
Who's more
never
fulfilled?
let me finish a question, bro. Everything I do is
Okay, go ahead.
intentional. Everything that I do is intentional.
Okay.
You think I'm a bad guy now?
Give me a second. Give me a
If
second.
go ahead.
Even if you do it full time, or even less if you do it part time. That's not what it's for, man. It's for you to stack up money so that you can start your own business. I think because you're dealing with people, bro. In this job, you're dealing with people, learn how to customer skills, learning all these things.
Hey, crazy. You know what? Last night I didn't know you was living in a hotel, pimp. I didn't know you was living in a hotel. You said I don't love, I hate. In business, I got to take everything. If it's listen, crazy. If it's me or you, is if in the bag there, I'm gonna get it. Hey, crazy. If it's me or you in that bag right there, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it first. I'm gonna get it first, crazy. I didn't even know you was living in a hotel. I wasn't that invested into the aesthetics of your background. I was more invested into the conversation that we was having. But I get it now. Like when motherfuckers was telling me late last night, motherfuckers blowing me up early this morning that watch the show, that get up early in the morning, they was watching the show. I understand now, bro. Matter of fact, hold on, because I ain't got too much time to deal with you crazy. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 10 minutes of my time. 15 minutes of my time. It's for crazy only. Cause I can't be there go the link, crazy. I only got 15 minutes, bro. And we could chop it up 15 minutes. And then I swear I gotta go because I got some other shit to do. A hotel ain't free, but we don't know if you paying for it. You rather live in a hotel than put your kids in a crib? Like, bro, what we talking about? Bro, we don't promote that over here. Like, that's a minimalist mindset. That's a complacency thing. You didn't even know what complacency was. Like, you didn't know what acumen meant. I had to educate you on vocabulary last night. What are you talking about? Crazy said, man, who's the worst person, the drug dealer or the drug user? I said the drug user. He thought I was going to say the drug dealer. Me and you, we two different people. We got two different mindsets. That's why we over here and you over there. And this ain't me talking down. It's just, it's just what it is. You could have moved into an apartment if you choose to work, but you said you don't want to work. You said you want to remain poor. You said you want to remain poor. All the shit you said yesterday, you can't switch it up today. You can't switch it up. Man, there go the link, pimp. There go the link. I can chop it up with you for 15 minutes, pimp. And we could chop it up 15 minutes, and I gotta rotate. You see what I'm saying? There go the link. I'll chop it up with you for 15 minutes. And then I gotta rotate, bro. But at the end of the day, pimp, man, I think you delusional, pimp. Hey, crazy. Big Mark think you delusional. I think you and a couple other people that's living this pity party world that y'all living in are delusional, pimp. And what's gonna happen is the world is gonna pass you by and you're gonna get so far behind it, it's gonna be crazy. No. We don't want to talk that. We want to talk this talk that you was talking yesterday, pimp. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Hey, crazy. The link is up there, pimp. I'm not finna go back and forth with you in the chat, bro. You want to talk? We can talk. I'm giving you a floor. I'm giving you a floor and a little bit of my time. You know what's crazy about crazy? That motherfucker was here the whole time yesterday, active in the chat. And he back again today. Active. Just active like a motherfucker. Excuse me. Are you not in the hotel right now? Okay. All right, well then just be quiet and listen. All right, well just be quiet and listen then. Just shut up and listen then. Be quiet and listen. You might learn something. You might learn how to get up out that jam. Listen, crazy. I don't want you in the hotel the rest of your life. Hey, crazy. I don't want you. I don't like that for you, pimp. I want you to get up out that. So what I'm gonna do is if you listen and stop talking so much, you might learn something. Hopefully we can motivate you to get up and actually go do some real work. And you can get up out that jam, pimp. I need you to get up out that jam. I don't like that for you, pimp. I need you to get up out that jam. I need you to get up out that situation. I don't like that for you. Hey, Craig, I don't like that for you. Stop being delusional. Stop worrying about shit that you can't control. I know it's by choice. That's what makes it more fucked up. Stop being delusional. I thought about some of the shit that you said last night, especially as it pertains to the kids, and that shit didn't sit well with me. I gave you a scenario of higher learning, and you shot it down. And these are your kids. I said, bro, what about the future? What if something happens? You said, man, they're gonna have to figure it out. That's selfish, bro. That shit didn't sit well with me, bro. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that for you, pimp. Shout out to CO for that $100 super chat. Appreciate the $100 super chat, bro. Appreciate that. You missing the point, crazy. It's crazy that you say you out dashing. What are you a dasher or are you a carter? Hey, crazy, are you a dasher or a carter? Which one are you? Do you dash or do you cart? Which one do you do, crazy? Do you dash or do you cart? Because if you're out dashing right now, you're really, really active in the chat. How are you dashing in the car? And if you're so poor, you only got one phone, you probably need to leave your phone free instead of worrying about Big Mark. Big Mark, cool. Big Mark, trust me, Big Mark, cool. You need to let your phone get those ring-a-ling-a-ling-ling so you can go ahead and do your dashing thing, pimp. Because if you can type, then you can talk. And I'd rather talk, pimp. I'd rather have a conversation. I'm going to put it one more time for you because here's the thing. We can't go like we went last night. We can say that for another day. I can talk to you for 15 minutes and we can go from there. And there go the link. to help you save some time from typing, bro. Your fingers and your thumbs gotta, like, bro, come on. Like, go ahead and just click the link. Let's have this little 15-minute conversation, because I gotta get to the gym, pimp. I got shit to do, and then I gotta go get dinner, and then I gotta come back because I gotta do another show that's more meaningful. Like, this shit right here, bro, is, this is cool. This is like a mindset thing, but I got another show later on. All right, so if you got 2 phones, then click the link. We can have this quick little conversation. We can kick it. I like talking to you. That's why I enjoyed talking with you last night, because what you didn't realize when we was talking last night, even though you delusional, it presented me with an opportunity. I see the earning potential now in Dash. I didn't see it before. I'm real skeptical on investing into companies in the gig economy, but you showed me something last night, and also everything else that I'm seeing. I'm like, why do these people keep complaining about this shit, but they keep doing it? And then when I look at the charts, I see just upward momentum. I hear y'all complaining about rates going down. I see upward momentum, and then I see y'all complaining about how just you hate this shit, but you continue to do instead of go get a job. I said, we got something here. I can make money off these people being ignorant. Now, I'm not waiting for you to be in your hotel. See, that's the thing. I don't have to wait on you. It's my time. It's my way of the highway, pimp. You can call in now. We could talk. 10 minutes, I got to shake it, pimp. We don't need, listen, if you in a hotel, what's the difference between the hotel and the car? What's the difference between the hotel and the car? You said invest so I can get more offers. See, this how ignorant you are. Me investing into the company doesn't make consumers buy more DoorDash, more food to get delivered, or buy more groceries on Instacart. That's not how it works. You should have said something like, order something so you can get more orders. The investment has nothing to do with the orders. Me investing means I'm making money off all the hard work that you're doing, all the wear and tear that you're putting on your car. Like, you're assuming all the cost. You're assuming the cost. You're providing a service, assuming the cost. The gig app acts as a middleman, serves as a middleman. And the investors, we just make money off your labor and the cost associated with getting these fries from point A to point B, or those 7 cases of water from point A to point B. People need food and convenience. People need food, but they can absolutely positively go pick it up themselves. And this is where I was kind of conflicted at in investing into like gig economy shit. I'm like, well, what happens if people one day decide that they want to stop being lazy? I said, what happens if people decide that, you know what, they're going to go back to getting real jobs? But as time continues to go on, and as recently as I've been really studying the mindset of the gig worker and how delusional a lot of you guys are, I see you guys are just going to continue to stay in that hamster wheel. So I said, okay, now it makes sense. See, I give people the benefit of the doubt, crazy. I didn't even know you, and I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Because when I think of people, I don't think initially that people are delusional. I give people the benefit of the doubt. But after listening to you, talking to you yesterday, and then looking at some of this other shit, I realized that y'all delusional. Now it makes sense, because I'm looking at the charts. I'm like, how is this possible? Now it makes sense to me. Now it makes sense. I need you to continue to remain ignorant. I want you to keep that mindset. That's perfect. You helped me more than you know. You helped me understand something. It was an answer I was looking for, and you gave it to me. You don't even know it. And I appreciate you. Apply for all of them. Whoever makes the best offer, as far as, revenue, in comparison to what you'll actually be doing, that's who you go with. If someone offers you a guarantee of, let's say, $300 a day for a dedicated route of 30 miles, and it's a dedicated daily route, $300 guarantee, 30-mile route, and then the next company says, we're going to pay you $1 a piece, and the piece count fluctuates every single day, and the route can take you out 150 miles, which one would you go for? Option A or option B? So you apply for as many as possible, you weigh the pros and the cons, you make your decision. Wrong. Option A was the answer. Why would you go for option B? I said you get a dedicated route on a guarantee of $300 a day. So you're getting a guaranteed $300 a day, Monday through Friday, on a dense route, 30 miles. And you're going to go for option B on a fluctuating piece count at $1 a piece and the uncertainty? No, why would you do that? The answer is A. I'm taking the guarantee every day. Why would I go with the uncertainty? It's dedicated. It's a guarantee. Whether it be 100 pieces or one piece, it's $300. And on top of that, the route is dense. It's 30 miles, so you're saving in the cost. Why would I want to go out at 150 miles at $1 a piece, and the piece count is going to fluctuate day in, day out? On the guarantee, it don't matter if the piece count fluctuate. You got a guarantee. $30 miles and 150 miles? Like, what are we talking about? Option A. Option A. I wouldn't do Dick's. I wouldn't do Dick's Sporting Goods. Pause. I'm going to tell you why, because we did it with Select before they acquired. AIT acquired Select. So the basketball goals is a 2-3 day job. And it doesn't pay, to go to a place, to dig a hole, to dig a hole, to I forgot what those things are called, where you got to put into the ground after you dig the hole, put the pole in there, mix the concrete, pour the concrete, wait 48 hours or wait 72 hours, depending on if it's a 48-inch goal, a 60-inch, or a 72-inch. Obviously, the bigger the heavier, right? For it to cure, settle, and then have to come back and put the goddammit backboard on. It's not worth it, bro. I mean, I don't know what they're paying nowadays, the anchors, but it ain't never been worth it to me. That in comparison to Lowe's, take Lowe's all day. I can tell you horror stories of doing that. Like you'll get to some yards. I remember being on one of those jobs myself, and we digging the hole, and the home construction, when they built the home, a lot of the gravel from the demolition of the previous home, they just buried it under the ground and put sod over it. So we trying to dig, and we like, damn, we can't get in. We had to go to Home Depot and get one of the gas powered ones to get down in there, and we pulling up gravel and fucking siding and all type of shit. It wasn't worth it. Then you need 3 guys. A person order a 72-inch goal. You need 2 guys to hold it up while another guy's up there bolting it into the backboard. And then those guys got to be really, really strong because they got to be able to hold it up there for at least a minute or two while that guy is getting all the bolts in and drilling in to hold it in place. That shit ain't worth it, bro. Yeah, you're going to need at least 8 to 10 bags of concrete. And then you got to go get the shit yourself from Home Depot. So now you got to get 8 to 10 bags of concrete. You got to dig a 4-foot hole. You got to put the anchors down there. You got to mix the concrete. You got to pour the concrete. You got to let it cure for a couple of days. Then you got to go back. You can do what you want. That's just my take. If you want to try it, try it. But if it me doing everything, if those 2 options got presented to me, I'd rather carry a refrigerator than to dig a hole. Because once you get to digging, you don't know what the fuck, like what's under there. That shit ain't what's up, pimp. So appreciate that super chat. All right, crazy got quiet, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle. I think I did what I needed to do. All right, so delusion. Don't be delusional, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be like some of these people that want to remain delusional. You know, you don't have to be poor. You don't have to fucking be, lost. There's opportunities out here, every single day. And it's just the work that you want to do. You got to put the work in. Even what I'm doing right now, I'm giving you education. I just gave him the play on that. This guy ran home, boy. He ran, boy.
I was close to my to the hotel, to my home, to my temporary home.
Oh, it's temporary now. What's up, big dog?
Man. I wasn't gonna give you the whole thing. First I was trying to see where you go, and then, I'm not thinking about living with my kids all the time here. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes, man.
But that's how you promote. That's how you promoted it yesterday. I asked you, and you said, "Man, they're gonna have to figure it out." That's what you said.
I didn't tell you I lived in a hotel, though. I didn't give you the details.
I didn't know you lived in a hotel.
Somebody else noticed.
Right. See, I'm not looking like now I am, but yesterday I was engaged in the conversation with you. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not looking and paying attention to all that. I don't really care.
Yeah, but I get to discuss between job and gig work, and then the situation came to where, I said I choose to live in poverty because, I've noticed that when you try to live in luxury, sometimes, you kind of go, instead of going up, you go down. So I know I'm kind of going contradicting myself because I live in a hotel and people think I pay more money. In reality, I've done the math, and it's better for me right now because, the rents, they want first, last, deposit, and I don't want to give all my money right now for that. So, I'm trying to see where I'm at right now. I was making $2,000, $1,800 a week. So I was doing good, man. But right now, where I'm at right now, tourist season kind of went down, so it's slow. But that's every business. I've been doing this for 4 years, so it goes up, it goes down. But
what business you got? What business you got?
I'm not saying
you got a business?
Not the business, but the DoorDash, the Instacart. So I've been doing it for 4 years full time. 4 years. All right.
Okay.
And I paid my rent with it, but like I said, I made some stupid decisions. and I don't know how to budget, and I'm really ignorant with finance. Sometimes I'm not the type of guy like the guy yesterday who he was like, I got a degree in accounting and all this, and all of a sudden he didn't know how to do math and this and that. I'll be upfront with you. I don't do that. I don't be boasting to myself. I know this, I know that. And then come to find out I
So
really don't know. So,
so
but I'm honest with you. I don't budget like that. I don't. I just when I spend, I spend. Use the card. I don't really, you know what I mean. I just notice how much income I get, and then I just spend. But that's my problem. That's my problem.
let's get
I
let's
don't
get you up
budget.
out let's get you up out of that hotel, pimp. Let me help
Not
you get
now
up out
though.
of there.
Right now.
I'm gonna help you
Six
get up
months.
out of there.
Give me
No,
give me 4 to 6 months.
I'm gonna help you get up out of there. I want to use you as a social experiment. I
I'm on
want
a
to I want to
vacation
use
right
you.
now, man. I'm on a vacation right now.
You on
I'm not poor,
vacation?
poor. If I was poor, I wouldn't be able to afford a hotel, man.
No, you do gig work. You
Right.
said yesterday you was poor and you want to remain poor on
But when I
purpose.
said that's what I told you. When I mean poor, I mean I don't want to get a. I want to get a luxury car. I don't want to. I'll get a house with a backyard right now because I don't have the means to. Like I gotta live
Bro,
in, beyond
we're not we're
within my
not talking
means.
about that. We're not talking about that, pimp.
Poverty.
Yesterday you were spewing this rhetoric about why poor is better. And today
Yeah,
it's like you singing a different tune, bro.
'cause I'm poor, so if I try to live like I'm not poor, I'm gonna end up worse because I've done it before, right? So sometimes, like let's say Dante London got money, he thought he was rich, so that's how kind of I am, like in a way. But Dante London, he depends on daddy government. I don't. I stick it out home myself. I've done car work. I've done many things, bro. I have skills. That's why I don't worry. If I was a lazy guy, my wife would be worried. She would have left me a long time ago. She's not worried. She knows my skills. She knows what I could do. But right now, at the moment, for me and my kids to be with them, I chose this work, or you don't call it work, to be with my kids because they're young. I don't want to send them to the daycare, none of that for now, right? And I've done side hustles and all that you're saying, but my motivation has never been money. So if I wanted to, I know I could be rich. When I was younger, I could have been rich. I made bad decisions, but I've never been motivated like you, like money like that. To me, like if I have food and clothes and shelter today, I'm good, right? Maybe
I mean, no,
that's what I mean with poverty. That's what I mean with
that's
poverty.
that's necessity. But I asked you a question yesterday as far as the future, and you said, "Well, they're gonna
I
have
don't
to
think
fend for
about the future like
themselves."
that.
But you got three
That's what
kids.
I'm saying.
You got 3 kids, right? Or
Yeah,
2?
3.
So you got 3 kids, and you should care about the future.
Why? I can't control. Can you control the future?
It's not about controlling; it's about being prepared for it. You got 3 kids. I gave you a
The future,
scenario
you don't know what's
yesterday.
coming.
What?
How do you
No,
prepare if you don't know what's coming?
that's the point. That's the
Right,
point. That's the
right.
point.
Well, let's say I save up 20 racks, or I live in a good house, and all of a sudden, my kid dies, or I die, or I get sick. You can't really know what the outcome will be with money or without money. So that's what I'm telling you with religion. That's where religion comes in my life, and I've experienced this in my life. This is why my wife has been with me for so long. Doesn't mean I'm lazy, and it could be. I'm not gonna say I'm not lazy. It could be when I was younger, I was lazy. That's why I didn't take advantage of my time. But I've never been motivated for money. I have a whole lot of talents that I could use to make money, but just that's never been my motivation, man. Maybe I'm wrong with it. I'm wrong. I
No,
could be wrong.
I'm not. I'm not. That's here's the thing. I get the idea of living like a Viking if it's just you. I get that.
Right.
I get there's
And I'm
nothing
not
wrong
gonna
with
do
that.
it permanently. I'm not doing this permanently. You think I'm gonna? No. I'm telling you, it's good when you're poor. It's good to live within your means and think like poor, like a
Listen.
poor. Even some rich people, they dress like they're poor. And you don't even know they're rich, right?
So
You wouldn't
here's
even know they
where
think they're rich.
here's where you're losing me. If you're doing what you're doing right now because you got into a situation and
Because
this
I
is a
don't look for
temporary.
daddy government, or I don't ask my family for handouts. So I
Hold
do it
on,
myself, man.
and you got a plan, but here's the issue: you don't have a plan because you're saying you don't live for the future, you don't care about the future tomorrow. I use the kid scenario
Because
because
I got
everybody.
skills, so I don't worry.
Hold on, bro. But here's what I'm saying. You said, well, man, we can't control the future. We don't know what's going to happen. I say that's why you prepare for it. We
I
hope.
get it.
We hold
Saving,
on.
right? Saving. You
You
mean
hope.
saving money? Is
You
that what you
hope.
mean? What do you
You
mean?
ever heard you ever heard the saying, hope for the best but prepare for the worst?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. right? You could have, and I tried to use this example because you use negative examples. You just said, man, my kids could die, I could die. I don't use those
That's
examples
true,
because
though.
I think, hold
But
on.
isn't that reality, though?
Words are
Is that
powerful.
reality?
Words are powerful and you speak things into existence. That's why when I use hypotheticals, I use positive hypotheticals. That's why I said what one of your children could excel really, really well in school and they can get offered an opportunity to go to an Ivy League school, and you shot that down. Why would they want to go to an Ivy League school?
Because I'm not in your mindset.
No. But here's the thing. What if you have a child that performs exceptionally well in school and they get a chance to go to a Harvard or a Yale? Wouldn't you want to be prepared that if that happens, you can send them there? Like, why would you want to
Harvard? Yeah, isn't that rich people stuff? Isn't that a rich people place?
It has nothing to do. Bro. Listen, it's an expensive school, but it's just a prestigious school. Everybody doesn't get an opportunity to go there. So if you have a child that gets an opportunity to go there, and they really want to go there, but because you weren't doing what you were supposed to be doing, which was preparing for that, for those 18 years, no, bro, you're saying why would they want to do that? That was your response, and to me that's asinine. No,
I'm saying the only reason people want to go to Ivy League school or a fancy school because that's ingrained by their parents. No kid wants to do something unless their parents ingrain them to do it.
No, that's not true. If you have a child that's damn near a genius, a kid
what if I don't have a child that's a genius? What if I just have a regular Joe?
Hold on, bro. Child. A kid. Listen, a kid that's that smart, that gets invited and accepted into that school. These are the people who are striving for greatness.
Right.
They hold on. No, bro. They work to get to that. Bro, they work to. This is why you where you at, bro. That's why you there.
Why? Why am I? Because I can't.
No,
bro. I could probably make more money if I decided, especially if I was younger. If I wanted to, I would have made more money than you. If I wanted to. But I don't look. More money doesn't motivate me, man.
I'm not even talking about money right now. I'm not talking about money. I'm not even talking about money.
It is about money.
We're talking about education, and you keep going back to money.
Education. What's wrong with being a plumber? I don't require education. What about being a tree cutter? What about picking fruit? Everything requires a skill. Don't matter what you do. I mean, it doesn't make you a better person or a Ivy League person. That's just
I'm gonna tell you what
social classes that you put yourself.
See what you just said.
In that game.
See what you just said. One of those things will still be around in 15, 20 years. The other two may not be. So while you keep having that minimalist mindset, I like that. Because see, I'm not trying to sway you. What you're doing is you're a guy like me. You're giving me a lot of the answers that I've been searching for. Right? So continue to have that mindset. In another 5 and 10 years, the situation that you're in now is going to be worse.
Okay, we'll see.
No, I'm telling you.
You think I'm lazy?
I just talked about higher education, and you said
why about higher education? I know a lot of people in my family went to college. We're not
talking about you. We use a hypothetical. We said, what if you have one of your 3 children excels really, really well in school?
But
you can't control.
In my home, man. My home, you gotta be a person who's how can I say this?
Wait.
First of all, no money involved. Like, you shouldn't be motivated. That's just me.
Wait. You said that's not the standard. So education is not a standard in your home.
Business above human beings. That's why you're willing to step over somebody instead of helping them.
You said education is not a standard in your home?
No, not the Ivy League, go to Harvard, super fancy. I don't care about that nonsense. That's your world. That's not my world, man.
It's not about whether you care about it. If you have a child that just performs and they perform exceptionally well in school and they keep going up and they get accepted, they get accepted because one, they applied. So that means they want to be there. If they get accepted, wouldn't you feel it's no? I just said, what if they do? Wouldn't you want them to go?
No, I don't care about that. As long as they're a good person, they have a good wife, they stay with one woman, right? They're not trying to do evil to other people. They're not trying to be drug addicts or drug dealers.
All right, bro. You
You
got it.
know, none of that stuff. I'm good with them. Now, if they
All right.
decide to go to Ivy League or however they choose later on, yes, I'll see what I can do to you know, help them out. But I'm not requiring that to them. I'm not saying you got to be this, you got to be that, right? If I see a
That's
skill in my son, definitely I'll put it to work, right? But I'm not requiring him to get a super fancy diploma or Ivy League. I don't care
you
about
you
that
you're
nonsense.
missing.
The
You're
skills
missing.
matter to me more than that.
We didn't talk about require. If
That's
we
what you're
know
saying, though.
we're no, it's not what I'm saying. You're not comprehending. We know you're not requiring. So if you have a child that performs exceptionally well from an educational standpoint, that's because they proactively sought that. We know you're not pushing that on them just by how you're talking.
Right.
We know you're
Exactly.
not.
Right.
So this is a
Right.
child that's secretly reading and educating themselves because you don't send your kids to school. So by you
Right.
homeschooling your
Homeschool.
kids, and just off the conversation that we're having, I'm curious about the curriculum that you're presenting to your children. I'm curious about that curriculum. So if you have a kid that does excel exceptionally well, it's because they're proactively doing everything
Right.
on their own time when you probably not looking, when you out dashing somewhere educating themselves.
Now I'm with them all day, man.
And that's a hell of a child. And if they get accepted into it doesn't even necessarily have to be let's take Ivy League out of the equation. Just to college. And they say, Dad,
Right.
I know I applied to this college, I got accepted, I really want to go. You know, I perform really, really well in the testing. You know, I got a scholarship, but I need this much money for housing and laundry and food. How would you
I
feel?
have a
What you like?
talk. I
How
have
would
a
you
talk with
feel?
him. I say, son, you got you could get all that stuff there. And you could get all the fancy stuff and all the Ivy League stuff, whatever it is. And then they'll see the life me and the mom had, right? Right? Well, they'll see the life, the how, because like I said, kids learn by example. They don't learn by you yapping all the time. They learn by example. So if they know what love is, and they'll get tempted by Ivy League or fancy crap, I don't care. That's not me. So you live in that world, not me. Like if they want to do that, I'll go for it. But then as long as they keep the core values, which is a spiritual side, right? And being a good human being, putting humans above business, above money. That's all that matters to me, man.
What the fuck?
Now, if they
Like
want to be super
that
fancy league or whatever you want to call it, good, right? As long as they don't want to kill nobody, I'm good. I'm good with that. But
all
you're
right.
talking to like if I'm in your world, I'm not in your world. That's why you can't comprehend me. I'm not in that type to look for that stuff. I'm not there to require my kids. As long as my kids are good human beings, they learn respect, they learn love from their mother and their father, right? They learn how to, uh, uh, you know, treat people the way you should be treated. Stuff like that, like Christian values, man, like Christ-like values, not Christian, but Christ-like values. What matters the most. That's where I get most of my ideology from, right? Because if I just came up this with myself, I would probably wouldn't know what I'm doing. But I get this from Bible, man, right? We're not
So
supposed to be looking
you
for.
read
It says look for the kingdom first, and then whatever else will be added on to. That's what the Bible says. So you're not looking for that. If God wants to give it to you, He'll give you the skill. He'll give you the way to get it. If my son wants to be Ivy League, and I don't promote that, if God wants that in his life, if he's first looking for the kingdom, God will add that on to him, because He'll give him those the necessary things that he needs in order to fulfill the role that
that, bro.
whatever God has for him in his life.
We know that, but we talking about education and and knowledge, and
Right.
you're digressing away from it, bro. I've like
Because education
everybody.
to me seems nonsensical right now. You got to get in debt to get knowledge. Get the heck out of here, man. Did you say knowledge is free right now in the on the internet? Why would you want to get in debt 20K, 30K, 100K just
You
to
you
learn
you
some
you
knowledge you
you're
might be able to get
you're
on the internet?
missing you,
And and, and, and
you're missing it, bro.
and notice
You're
that
missing it.
I'm doing I'm putting this viewpoint across through religious Bible thing, right? The religious mind's viewpoint, right? Because you're not gonna understand what I'm saying, right? Because you might not believe the same way I believe, right? That's why you think being rich is successful. Successful to me,
bro.
doing good to
What?
others is successful, right? To me,
Why do
having a
you?
good marriage for 18 years, getting
No,
along,
no, no, no. You're
trying to
missing the
get
point.
together,
You're missing the point. You keep saying
that's
rich.
successful to me.
You use rich and poor a lot, bro.
Because you're
To
using
you,
money.
rich.
You say you
No,
need money
no.
to get ahead. That's what you're saying. In order to
Yeah.
get ahead of the inflation, money is required for that. You got to
Okay.
search for money in order to get ahead of inflation.
And that means you need to work. And you said you don't want to work.
Right. But it depends what you mean by work. I just made $22,000 last month or last week. That doesn't come from air, man. Doesn't come from the heaven. It
You
come
you
from
made
heaven. I had to work. I had to do
tw-
some sort of thing to get that $2,000. Not illegal because
so
gig apps are not.
20
You
you
don't call it
22
work, but I had to work. I had to work to get.
$2,200 last week.
No, $2,000 last week.
Okay, because you said 22,000. All right.
No,
So I'm like
$2,000.
$2,000. Okay.
If I pay
So
$2,000 in debt in my credit card in 1 month, that tells you how much I worked.
okay.
You cannot pay $3,000 in 1 month in credit card debt if you don't work, bro. Unless I go steal a bank or do something illegal.
So okay.
Right. So where's not the working part at?
So
if you don't work, nobody's gonna pay you if you don't work.
But here's the thing: you're not investing into your future for your children. That money is coming in and that money is going out, bro. You got 5 mouths to feed.
But see, to me, my investment, you're right about saving money. I'm not gonna deny that. But what I'm trying to tell you is the priority first is something spiritual, and then the other stuff secondary, right? So if I don't get but a lot of people say, Dante London, he needs a job, he needs a business. But if he don't get his priority mind straight, don't matter what you give him, money, jobs, if he still has the same mindset, he's gonna mess it up. Same way as me, right? If I don't get my priorities straight and stop overspending, no matter how much amount of money I make, I'm still gonna go down, right?
All right. Well, your priorities ain't right. Why first of all, you gotta get your priorities right. But you can't.
Right.
You
but
can't.
I have but in that sense, when it comes to family, maybe not business or money right now, but when it comes to family, my priorities are set right there, right? For me, most importantly is to be with my kids, raise them, right? Don't let the schools raise them because I got seen. Right.
We know this already, bro.
That's my priority, and then I'll worry about making the 2,000 to pay the $3,000 debt and credit card. Maybe I go get a job. Maybe I'll go do a side hustle. I'm not saying I'm.
But if you want to live like
hotel's not free, bro. It's not free.
We listen. I know that. All right, but here's where we're because our debate, and this is great. I like this discourse between you and I. I like the conversation we had yesterday because what I'm doing, I'm trying to understand your mindset. I don't want your mindset, but I am trying to
right. So you say you believe in God, right? You say you believe in God, right? Are you like a Christian or Christian God or some other God?
Christian.
Okay. Right. So to me, if you don't have that same mindset that's according to what you supposedly believe in, then to me, whatever Christian you say you are, to you that's secondary. To you first is whatever other thing you put.
No.
The money,
you're absolutely wrong.
Ivy League,
You're new to my channel. You're new to my channel.
Okay.
Everybody knows my hierarchy. I've never hidden it. Anybody that watch me, they'll put I don't even have to tell you my hierarchy. The people that have been watching me, they'll put it in the chat right now for you, just to prove to you how I place things. Somebody will put in the chat. Just give it a second. It's 1, 2, and 3.
So what do you get when the Bible says search the kingdom first and the rest will be added on? What is that saying? Is that saying get your priorities straight? Isn't that saying get your priorities straight first? First worry about being a good person, doing the things that God wants you to do, and then whatever you decide secondary, that's another that's the secondary priority for you, or should be the secondary priority.
See, God provides everything.
Right.
That's why God is number one. That's the first thing. It's God, it's business, everything else.
Is that what the Bible says? God, business?
I put God first.
Bible says love God and your neighbor. So if you put your business above your neighbor,
I love God.
I love God.
I love God.
That's what the rich guy said. I love God, and then Jesus said, "Go sell everything you got and give it to the poor. See if you love your neighbor." The rich guy said, "Nope. You know what? I got too many riches. Nah, I'm out of here. I don't love God that much." Me, I love. If I had $1 million today, bro, my wife knows me. If I had $1 million today, I give 98% of it to the poor. That's how much I don't care about money, man. Because to me, it's
You keep
better
making
doing
this a
good to
money
the.
thing. You keep
No,
making this a money thing.
because we're talking about my this. I get my mentality from my values from scripture, right? And I might have things skewed up, and there's things you can teach me, like saving money. I'm not good with finance. I know those things, but my priorities are set straight when it comes to that side, the spiritual side, right? This is why I worry about family. I could be working, bro. I could get 2 jobs if I want. I'm not lazy like that. Just money don't motivate me, man. Because if
Okay.
I know I go get 2 jobs, I won't see my wife, I won't see my kids. Hey, I don't know what's gonna happen to my kids. Who could, what's going on
So
with my kids?
so you rather have a lower quality of life,
For
and
now,
you rather
because
have
they're
your
young.
kids have a lower quality of life
For now,
because you don't
I'm
want to
not
go out and
saying
work.
it'll be like. I'm not saying it's gonna be like this all the time. I'm saying this for now.
See, what you don't understand is now is when you should be doing all the hard work. What do you mean for now? Why procrastinate tomorrow
I
what you
just
can
told you
do
I paid
today?
$3,000 in a month. That's you don't get
Yo,
that by being lazy, bro.
you
You don't
see
get
you
three thousand
so
dollars
okay, let
three
me let
thousand
me
dollars
let
of
me let
debt
me let me
in a
let me
month for being
welcome
lazy.
let me welcome you over here. You
My
over
problem
here.
is overspending. That's my problem.
This is a business in the trucking channel. You keep saying, bro, wait, me, I spent $3,000. To us over here, that's nothing. We're
I know, I
in a
know, I know.
business where
Right,
that shit is nothing to us.
right, right,
When I
right,
say us, I'm talking about me, the people in the chat, the people that follow this channel. You keep throwing this three
right.
thousand dollars around like that's like
I'm
bro,
saying,
that
what I'm
ain't
trying to
shit,
tell
bro.
you is that you don't get that by being lazy
What I'm saying is
or not working hard. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
you keep saying you're gonna put off what you could do today for tomorrow. You got 3 of them. As those 3 continue to get older, the cost of living is going to continue to increase, and they're going to become more expensive. I brought up a positive
Yeah,
scenario.
you're
Hold on.
talking as if I'm thinking about living in a hotel for 6 years or
No,
something
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
It's just temporary to get ahead.
A positive hypothetical, and you digress from it. You shunned it. You looked down on something that could take this child to the next level, so that when they get to your point, they don't have to be in your situation. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is key.
Right,
And you saying, why would they want to be? Why would they want
right.
education? Like, bro, I've never heard nobody.
It's
I listen.
education.
I've
Education
talked
starts
to
spiritually, not mentally, man.
I've
I don't
talked
want
to
them to be
imbeciles.
talking bullheads, just
I've talked.
sounding all fancy, have
I,
no
I,
heart, no
I,
soul. I've
what do
seen
you
a lot
mean,
of
no
those
heart,
people.
no
They got
soul,
no soul,
bro?
man. They
But I got
got
a
no soul.
soul. I got a
They got a
soul.
whole lot of education, no soul, no heart.
I got a
That's why
soul. I got a
that's why
heart.
the Bible says
Listen, listen. That's not
it doesn't
true.
profit a man to
That's
live
not that,
to gain the world and lose his soul. I see a whole lot of people without souls, man. They care about money.
bro.
They're
What are you
willing to
talking
step
about,
on their
bro?
brothers while saying I love God. That's why you got churches who take money from their congregations because they say they love God, but they don't love their neighbor, man.
Bro, you
Because they
pay your
want that money.
tithes. You pay your tithes in church. You pay your
Tithing.
tithes.
Okay. You
You
believe
got
in
to pay
that?
your tithes.
That's on you, man.
What tithes? Tithing and
Yeah.
offering? You got to pay
Right.
your tithes.
Right. You said knowledge is power. So if you want to keep paying tithes, go ahead.
Okay, so you go to church or you don't go to church?
No, I don't go to church. No, no, no. That to me, church
Well,
is
then,
not
well,
what I see there in the synagogue.
that's why you don't believe in tithing.
Exactly.
Because guess what? Tithes go to the mortgage of the church, the lights of the church, the gas of the church. When little foe and them
So you
get
got to pay the
killed,
church bill.
the
On
tithing
top of you paying
goes
your house
to
bill, now you
helping
got to pay the
people in the
church's bill.
church.
That's
It
crazy.
goes to
God don't.
repasses, all the chicken and shit when people
Mhm.
pass and the church sponsors it. Tithing doesn't necessarily go into the pastor's pocket. Why do you think that? Like that
I don't
church,
know. I don't
they
know.
might not have to pay taxes,
Depends what
but
church you're talking about. I don't know what church
they
you're talking about.
bro, like, come on, bro. Like, I can't let you do that, bro. I can't
But what
let
I'm
you
saying
do
is
that.
my mindset is according to that. But I'm not planning to do this. Like I'm not planning to live like for them like this. I'm just trying to get ahead because like I said, you got to pay first, last deposit. Some people where I'm at $6,000 to move in. You think
How
I
long?
want to give $6,000 right now and put it
How,
out, just lose it like that just
let me
for
ask you
1
this:
month?
How
Crazy,
long you been
bro.
living? How long you been living in a hotel?
3 months.
What were you living in an apartment prior to the hotel?
Yeah, yeah. I
And
didn't
you
get evicted.
moved.
I just chose not to keep paying the freaking rent.
So you chose to let your lease. You at the end of your lease, you chose to move out of an apartment.
Because they bumped it up. Because they
Put
bumped
your
it up.
put your stuff in storage and move into a hotel room with your wife and 3 kids.
Right, for temporary. Because I could go live with my sister. I could go live with my father. But I'm not like I could use a government help, as you see Dante London looking for help. Daddy government. That's not me. I look for a way out myself, man.
So
Right?
I see how you found my channel now. I see how you found my channel.
Right,
right. You keep mentioning Dante. So
Mhm.
let me help you. Let me help you.
Help me how?
First, we
I already know what I gotta do. Now, if
Well,
you got
no, you
something where
don't.
I can go ahead. Give me your thoughts.
I want first thing we need to do is we need to change your mind because I don't like
In terms of what?
how
Business, budgeting, what do you mean?
no, just period. Like
Because the spiritual part I told you, that's not changing, bro. That stays set.
it ain't got nothing to do with spiritual.
That's what drives my mental.
Well, listen, bro. There's some things that concern me when talking to you, bro. One is the education thing for the kids. Like I don't like how you demean knowledge, right? Because that's almost like holding them back, bro. If you have
I've
a
been in
child,
school. I know how school is,
bro,
man.
I'd
rather homeschool them.
But based on what you're saying,
more caring.
But here's the thing:
Don't rich people homeschool their kids?
Based on what you're saying, I could only imagine what your homeschooling curriculum looks like.
Right.
I can only imagine what your curriculum, based on how you talk about
my sister
education,
does the same curriculum, and their kids are fine, man.
And I'm not going to dive into that. But if you have a child that can blossom and grow and be great, and this is the example I got. I didn't give you a negative hypothetical. I gave you a positive hypothetical.
Right.
Every time I try to give you a positive scenario, you're saying, why would they want to do that? They could be a plumber.
I'm not saying why. I'm saying
if sky's the limit, no. If I'm giving you an example of a child that sky's the limit, and I'm giving you a positive example where they can reach for the stars, and you're pulling your own kids back down. Like, why would they want to go be an astronaut? Why would they want to go be a surgeon? Man, they could. You said, why would they want to do that? They can go pick apples.
They can do it. They can do it. I'm not going to motivate them to be an astronaut.
No, it's not about motivating them to be an astronaut. I'm saying motivating them to be the best that they could be. Sky's the limit. You're saying no. Every time we talk about something,
the best they could be is
way out of space.
You get one woman, don't have no baby mamas, don't try to do evil to nobody, and then the rest, whatever you do, hey, I'm all for it. But
so that's what's important to you.
You can't be a. You can't.
That's what's important to you. One woman, no baby mamas, and
spiritual side first, right. Love your neighbors.
I think monogamy is just like in marriage is just common sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's something that you have to drown. Hey man, every day, make sure when you grow up, be with one woman. No. That's not something I'm going to teach every day.
By the parents, but you teach it by example, right? By example. You teach that stuff by example.
And that's what I'm saying. That's not something that you need to proactively talk about every day because they're living in a 2-parent household.
If you send them to school, they're going to get ingrained with the other. Because I've been to school. You know, you get all the bad stuff in your head.
You know how kids, we talked about peer pressure yesterday.
In my opinion,
no. We talked about peer pressure yesterday. You know how kids get involved and they get taken advantage of peer pressure? It starts at home.
I'm not talking about peer pressure, bro. The way you said was from school, bro. Never apart from math and whatever they taught when I was younger, there was all the bad stuff and pushed in there, right? So I know how that is, man. So I'm trying to keep my kids away from what I've lived through so that I can be with them, teach them the core values. So when they get the age that they mature enough, they can make the right decision. Even if you do make the bad decision, they'll know what good living is like when they start tasting the bad stuff, right? Start going out, whatever they do, and they'll come back. That's even biblical, right?
All right.
So that's my priority. Then then I'm trying to also get a house, but I'm not willing to sacrifice my time, go get 3 jobs, make my wife work, put them on the babysitter. No, I'm not. I'd rather sacrifice my luxury temporarily, be poor by choice temporarily. So when I get ahead, right, then I can see what I can do, business, right? Because I already have my plan with me and my wife. We're not people who are lazy, man. We've had businesses before, right? But like I said, the priorities got to be straight. You got to get along with your wife, because sometimes people try to do business and they don't get along with their wives, and it's not going to work out. It got to be a good union for that to work.
All right, bro. I get you. All right.
But I wasn't saying like I'm going to stay here forever. This is what I want to do. I'm just trying to tell you I'm poor by choice temporarily to get ahead, because if I try to get a new car or try to get just to look good, just to look like I have money or whatever it is that people do, it's not going to help me. I might look like I got something to somebody, but I don't want to do that, because that's going to hurt me. It's going to take away time from my family, right? To me right now, it's like a vacation, right?
This ain't materialistic. Ain't nothing. And see, even that word that you're using, your verbiage, like to me, this is like a vacation. Like you're proactively keeping yourself down, and you're calling it a vacation. And then I'm telling you, you have to plan for the future. And you said, well, I got to plan for the future. Tomorrow ain't promise. I said, that's the point. And then you're talking about this is like a vacation. And I'm like, why would you put off tomorrow what you could do today? And then you're talking about a vacation. You're not you're not in a you're not in a position where you can be vacationing at all.
The job that I do gives me that opportunity to make it a vacation. Because if I was at a job, I couldn't take my kids to the park while at work. So let's say I make $200 in 4 hours, or $150 in 4 hours. Take my kids to the park, right? Take them to the beach, whatever I do, and then
I made more than that just talking to you.
I'm just giving you an example. I'm just
telling you what is that. True. Okay, so why don't you?
Because I don't want to. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to go get 2 jobs, 3 jobs.
Why?
Work like a slave, because that's going to take me away from my family, bro. That's require at least 5-6 months.
Well, now I'm gonna mess your head up. Why didn't you do it prior to having a family, so that you would have the resources? Later that when you started the
money.
It's not about the money.
Motivated by money, man.
But
and I also made bad decisions. It's true. I made bad decisions.
Okay, so that's really the answer, bro. And you just making excuses. That's really the answer.
I got you.
Yeah. So, bro, personally,
the excuses. I told you I do want money. I do want to make money. Show me how. Then I'll be an excuse. I'm telling you, I'm doing this by choice, and it's not gonna be some permanent. My plan might not look good to you, but to me, it may work a little bit.
Do you have a plan?
Yeah. Told you, do this for 5 months. I already paid $3,000 on my credit card, so now I just gotta stack up some money, right? But like I said, things happen, right? The thing went down right now, but that's how it's always been.
All right, bro. Listen, this is what I want to do. Just keep watching the channel, bro.
Give me 6 months. 6 months. I'll come back and I'll let you know what happens.
No. We gonna be communicating within the 6 months. You gonna watch my channel anyway. You hooked now. You hooked.
Only reason I watched because it came up on my feed, and I was looking at Instagram, and it comes out on the feed, and I heard you talk about me, so that's why I came up. But that's the last time you're gonna see me, man.
I do that. No, it ain't the last time I'm gonna see you. Everybody that say that, they always watch.
I told you 6 months though. Not me, man. I keep my word.
Oh, so you ain't gonna watch the channel no more?
I'll watch it, but I'm saying I won't. Interact anymore. What's the more to interact? I told you already what I had to tell you, and that's it.
No, I want you to interact,
because if you're right or I'm wrong, then you'll see. And I'll say, I'm wrong.
It's not necessary about you. I'm going to continue to trigger. Like, I'm going to continue to poke the triggers. Like, I'm going to continue that rhetoric that's being spewed right now. This mindset of pity. I'm going to continue to. You're going to.
Who says I want pity, man?
I'm not talking about you. I'm just speaking in general, because in the conversation yesterday,
if I want pity, I'll be asking for help. I'll be trying to get hands out from the government.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. But when I compare work and gigging and shit, you do gigging, so that triggers you to get into the comments and talk down work.
The job, right?
I want you to continue to watch. Like this conversation, I like this. You know why? Because a lot of people aren't having these conversations.
Gotcha.
These are
There's a lot of
good
people who
help.
live in their car right now, man. A lot of whole people, especially around Matt. A whole lot of people live in their car, bro. Whole lot.
And a lot of those people are living in cars by choice because they don't
Right,
want to
right,
work.
right.
They don't
That's
want to
true.
work.
That's true.
But
That's
me
true. That's
personally,
true. That's true with
I
me
don't
too.
understand. You live in a car by choice?
No, I'm saying I don't. I'm saying I'll. I'm saying I'll. I don't want to work because you say work. Like I said, if I made $3,000, it didn't just come out of nowhere. It just had to be work. Although you don't call it work.
So here's where the issue is that I don't think you understand. You work just to get by at
No.
yeah at a minimal
No.
because yes, you left an apartment proactively to move into a hotel so that you can reduce your
The
work.
apartment is way too high, man.
So you can reduce your work. Well, you know what? If we go live here, that means I ain't got to work as
True.
much to live here. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
No.
to me,
No. Wait. My mindset was if I leave this place right now, stack up some money, and then once I have a little more money stacked up, then I could get a cheaper apartment because I went to the ghetto to try to live in the ghetto. My wife didn't like it, right? Because it was dirty, roaches. She said, "You know what? I'd rather live in a hotel." So I said, "Okay, let's go live in a hotel."
all right. So let
we
me
stacked up that money,
so
and we paid
cool.
the debt.
Now let me ask you this. Let's look at it from another angle. You stayed at the apartment and you just
Right.
went and got another job. So now you increase your revenue to alleviate some of the costs and a lot of the strain.
Right.
Why? I know I'm right.
Because
I'm always right.
You're right. You're right in the way that
because it's right.
Why would you?
Why would you?
I don't make an excuse, but it's because if I have the opportunity to make more money doing gig work and we with my family, why would I choose to go to a job which I would probably make less, and I would have to get two jobs to make the same?
What do you mean,
and I
bro?
Just budget and not
okay.
And not
so this is the way life works: choices and decisions. If you increase your cost of living, 3 kids, each kid you have increases your cost of living. Even if you live minimal from a materialistic standpoint, you still got to feed them.
Right.
So it still it increases your cost.
Right.
Simultaneously, while the rate of inflation is going up, that means you have to increase your revenue. Instead of you increasing your revenue, you chose
or minimize the spending.
So instead of you increasing your revenue, you decided to move out of an apartment, move into a hotel, and it'll be different if you said, you know what, I'm going to decrease my cost by moving into an apartment for 5 to 6 months and still increase my revenue.
That was my plan.
Then you know what? Then I would fuck with you. I'll be like, you know what, I got you. But you decreased your cost by moving out of an apartment, moving into a hotel, so that you could work less. So instead of working more, now since your cost is lower, you work less. I can't fuck with that. If you would have did this and did that, then I'll be like, you know what? All right, bet. See, I'm gonna be fair, bro. I'm gonna be fair.
Right.
I can't fuck with you coming down here and then say, well, shit, I ain't gotta make this much money no more, so I'm just gonna work enough to make this money. So now you working less. Like to me, bro, I'm not gonna be the kumbaya and be like, nah, bro, I
got you because you got a different mindset, right?
But
I'm trying to tell you is that I'd rather do what I'm doing right now than get 2-3 jobs. That's just me, though.
All right, cool.
That's being a workhorse, and I don't want to be a workhorse.
How much longer you plan on doing Dash? For a long time?
Maybe 5 to 6 months.
And then what you gonna do?
I'm gonna start a business because I know what a business I do. So I've done it before with me and my wife, so we know how to get it started.
All right, cool. All right.
But like I said, I'm not lazy like you think. Because if I was lazy like that, bro, I'd be freaking living in the streets.
But everything you said don't make
I'm doing everything right now require money. Car insurance. I got 2 cars. I just have 1 car. I drive 2 cars right now, so I got 2 phones, right? So, and I got storage and all that stuff. So that requires money. If I was lazy, I wouldn't be able to do none of that.
Okay. All right.
And pay my debt in the month.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. I got you.
Right.
All right.
So you think it's not work, but I'm telling you, I had to work 3 months straight, bro. That's what I'm giving you. I'm giving myself right now a little vacation, let's say, because I have already paid the bills that I need to pay.
Hmm.
You know, you need rest. You need rest, man. I've been doing it 3 months straight. So in order to make, I made at least $7,000 in a month, I think. No, this month, last month. So
S-
I had to work
s-
all 7 days, bro. I had to work. You don't call it work, but I call it work.
So
Freaking,
you
it
got
tires you driving, bro. Tires you driving all day. It's working away.
okay.
Wake
All
up
right.
at 6 a.m. and then ended at 9 p.m. That's work. Ain't that
Why
work?
you? Well, why you in the house now?
I told you it went down right now. It's slow.
It's slow, huh?
But I could afford right now because, like I said, I'll wait it off and then maybe tomorrow will be better.
Hmm. So it's a lot of uncertainty in that.
It is. That's true. It's a lot of uncertainty, but it's always been like that. That's why my thing is telling you that it's not the gig app. Is you got to budget. You got to learn. Like you said, you worked trucking and you made a lot of money, so where you can rest the rest of the time. That's kind of like what I'm seeing with what I see with this. It goes up, it goes down.
That's
And,
what you see with gig
so
work.
yeah.
You can make $1 million in a year as a gigger.
No. Most I made maybe this year probably like
So
55,000,
so where
58,000.
where the comparison at? I don't see where you comparing what I've done to what fuck that shit is.
No, it's a micro level. It's on a micro level though, like mini micro level, right?
Hey,
But it's the
listen.
same. It's the same thing.
It's not. It is not the same thing. It is different. What you doing and
Right.
what I've done is not the same thing. Don't put that in your mouth because it's not. It's different. It's different.
It's the same.
Listen, it ain't the same. Don't you fix that?
Recipe. It's the same theory. Same theory.
No, it's
Just on a
nowhere
micro
near.
level.
Listen, it's not. The thought of it is not.
How many hours you worked when you did that?
18, 20, depending
You
on the
said
day.
7 days. You said 7 days a
16.
week, right?
The
Me too.
the
16.
first year, 7
From
days a
6
week.
to, from
The
6 to
first
8.
couple
Well, how
years,
many
7
hours
days
is
a
that?
week.
From 6
See, the
a.m.
days
to
start
8.
at 6, 7, 8 in the morning. Sometimes they would go to 1, 2 the next day. It all
Right.
depending
So
on
it's
the
the same thing,
day.
just different amounts of money. You made more money. I just made a little less money than that.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
made more
same
money.
theory though.
I
Had to work.
made more money because of the service being a premium service and a very labor intensive service, which is why, like, a lot of y'all cats today that are men choose to do minimal work and you get minimal results.
Right.
I don't anything that I do, if I get into, listen,
if I was single or if I was not with no kids, maybe I do the 2-3 job thing to get ahead. But with kids, it's different. Because either way, if you work 2 jobs, your wife gets a job, you get a job, you get 2 jobs, your wife gets 2 jobs, you'll get ahead quicker. But then you got to get the babysitter, you got to get the school, and to
but
me, I
those
don't
are
want to do that.
excuses. Those are excuses.
Could be.
They are, because those were choices too. Those are choices.
Right.
So when you increase your cost of living, you have to increase your revenue. You can't use that as an excuse and then not hold yourself accountable. If you increase your cost of living, you have to increase your revenue. So if you got 3 kids, you can't use those kids as a scapegoat.
No, they're not
you
scapegoat. I just told you
you
my
can't say, well,
priority is my kids.
and thank you. Your priority is your kids, so that means it's your responsibility to ensure that they have a good quality of life.
Right, with the parents being together, we take care of them.
That's a non-negotiable. That's just what it is off back. Like, we don't like, that's not something that
you got the possibility to do with the gig apps. That's what I'm telling you.
All right, you got it, pimp. So
all right, man.
you
peace out. I'm out of here.
We're talking another time. Peace. I can't, bro. Jesus Christ. All right, man. I'm finna go work out. I gotta go. Got a new show coming on tonight called Brokers and Carriers with Sage. Make sure you guys check back in. It was gonna start at 7, but I think I'm gonna push it back to 8 p.m. Central Time. All right, guys. See you guys in a few hours. Peace.